This is the second, or if not the most difficult chess piece that I have made so far. This was so difficult, in fact, that it had 3 scrapped attempts and I only got it right on my 4th attempt, and it turned out really, really nicely. So make sure you watch till the end. I just started off by setting up the tool and getting ready to face the top of the rod of brass, and now I'm just making some indentations, shaping it up nicely. I've got a taper turn of, I believe it was 80 degrees, so that's going to go quite far inwards. And then I've got a taper turn going the opposite direction, nearer to the crown of the king. I'm using my phone there because I got some pictures for reference, and the ones I found ended up looking really, really nice. So I went with some inspiration from those, but as a whole, it was mainly my idea. I was wondering how I was going to shape the crown because that was really, really difficult, and I couldn't think of a way of doing it without doing it entirely by hand. But then I was told about this really interesting way where you can essentially shape majority of it on the lathe. I've got a parting tool, and I need to make 2 cuts at the tip where I want the cross to be, and then I would feed it in as thick as I want the cross to be, and it would leave essentially a 3-cylinder shape that resembles a cross slightly. So I just needed to cut that straight down and across, and then it would leave me with a flat cross. I'm not sure if that's the best description of how it works, but I was quite confused as well. And then I'm just rough shaping it with my file and getting ready to sand down the rest of it. I unfortunately made it a little bit too thin at the cross. I would have preferred to make it a little bit thicker, but I didn't have any more brass at this point, so I just had to work with what I had. And it didn't even turn out that much worse than I had planned. I'm doing the signature finish, and I'm sanding this all the way up to my 7 or 10,000 grit sandpaper. And I have to do the cross completely separately, which took a really, really long time because I went from 80 grit all the way up to 7,000 grit, making sure it looks really, really nice. So now that I sanded the rest of that, I'm just separating it from the rod, and then I can begin sanding down the bottom of it, making sure it's completely flat. That way it won't wobble about when I've placed it on my chessboard or anything. And it has the nice shine to match the rest of it. There we go. I finally separated it from the rest of the rod, and I'm just mounting it in the chuck. Now I'm just removing it, and it is looking really, really nice. The cross came out a lot better than I expected.